Today we're talking about Snapchat and specifically Snapchat Stories. Snapchat has a lot of really interesting products and features within the app. You have that chatting element, you have the live stories product, and you have Discover. Those are probably their other main features. But today we're just going to be talking about Snapchat Stories. And particularly why I think Snapchat Stories is a much bigger innovation than anybody is talking about. But let's back up for a quick second. And for those of you who do not know, I'm going to explain what Snapchat Stories is. It's a product that makes it really, really remarkably easy to create and to view stories. It's very enjoyable to watch this content. And the way it works is people within Snapchat, they can either take, it's a collection of photos and videos that they take within the app and they upload it to their stories. And then the consumer of that content, they watch it in chronological order. So from start to beginning. And that's different than most social networks like Twitter or Facebook, where you're typically viewing things in reverse chronological order, meaning that you're viewing what might be the end of the story first, and then you scroll your way to the start. That's how those networks work. But with Snapchat Stories, you view it in chronological order, so you see there's a natural progression to each story, and typically there's a beginning, middle, and end, and that makes it much more enjoyable for the user to watch, or whoever's consuming that video. It makes a lot more sense, and people like it. And just a few stats on Snapchat Stories. It launched in 2013, so 2 years after Snapchat was started. It started in 2011, and at first it was kind of a flop. Not many people were using it, but they stuck with it. And right now, in November of 2015, the latest number is that they are getting 5 billion story views every single day. Apparently it's a little sketchy on how they're counting that, and it's not entirely clear on what makes a story view, whether it's an individual snap or it's a little bit fuzzy. But the main takeaway is that they are getting a tremendous amount of video views on these stories. So that obviously means that a lot of people are making the stories, and also a lot of people are consuming the stories. A lot of people are watching them. And that's amazing. And I think what Snapchat has done is they've made the task of basically what we would previously think of as video editing available to everybody, to the layman, to the regular person who's got no special abilities. They can now be a video editor that takes no special skills. It takes someone with their phone, a smartphone with a decent camera, and Snapchat. So now they can just put in, they just open the app and they have this unbelievable video editing power at their fingertips. It's so easy, just take a photo or a video, and they have all these really, really interesting filters. For a long time, it was just simple things like little filters that make you look a little bit better, or you can put the time, the date, the weather, things like that. But recently, in the last few months, we first saw it with their introduction of lenses, which allows people to kind of put these really cool lenses over their face. So if I open my mouth, I'd barf rainbows, and that was like one of the first lenses they came out with, and was very, very popular. So they did that, and then just last week, in the last week of October, they introduced a few different features that allows people to speed it up, the video they shoot. They can rewind it, or they can, what's the last one? Or there's one other one. And it's really, really, or let's slow it down, I think. And it's really, really cool. This is a very, very interesting video editing stuff that you would previously, you would need expensive software, you would need to buy a camera, then you need to, edit all the video, and it takes a long time, it's hard, and because of that, a lot of people would do it. But with Snapchat, they have 125 million daily active users, all with these smartphones. And now people have this incredible ability to edit videos and do all this really fascinating stuff. And the result that you're seeing is people are watching this content. They really, really like it. 5 billion video views a day. It's crazy. So I think it's amazing. I think it's a true innovation. And it's allowing people to edit videos who would never typically edit videos. And as an extension of that, they're becoming these little storytellers and these creatives. And they're doing all this really interesting stuff on the app that's cool. Anybody can really become a storyteller. They've lowered the barrier so much. Anybody can do it now. Anybody with a phone. And not only that, I think there's at a macro level, Snapchat has highlighted and brought to the attention that this is a much larger trend than we might think. Right now, this style of storytelling is only occurring within the confines of Snapchat, which is a very closed ecosystem. Their content on Snapchat, as many of you are probably familiar with, it's ephemeral. So stories in particular, they only last 24 hours. And if you make a cool story, the user has the option to save it, but if they don't, the story's gone, and it's not searchable. Can't stick around. It's just deleted, and that's great for a lot of use cases. But I think there's a lot of use cases where that doesn't necessarily make sense. Where someone might be going to. I work with a lot of these people that are really high quality storytellers, and they use Snapchat. And one friend of mine, he's a kind of a travel blogger. He's a travel blogger, and he goes around and he is able to give a look into Vietnam and what it's like. He's taking these videos and he's sharing it with all his friends on Snapchat, and it's really, really cool. So that type of content, it should stay. There's no reason for that to be deleted. That was a very, very interesting look that his name's Drew, that Drew gave everyone of what it was like to be in Vietnam. That's cool. It should stick around. It's not bad content. It's actually really good content. And it's unique to mobile. It's a vertical video. And as Snapchat likes to tell everyone, they're going to be advertising on Snapchat. It should be vertical video, because vertical video apparently has 9 times more engagement, or whatever exactly they called it. But vertical video is the thing on mobile. You need this video to be cut for mobile devices. And right now there's not really a platform for that video to truly exist properly. And with what I'm doing, we're actually hoping to achieve that with our app. But that's kind of beside the point right now. And yeah, I just wanted to share those thoughts on Snapchat. So I hope that clarifies some questions you guys might have had. Thanks.